back to my channel. My name is Lisa and this is She Persisted Budgeting and Saving. Today I am here to talk about the Financial Goals Hop. This has been going on for all of 2025. It started with Q1, at the end of Q1, at the end of Q2, at the end of Q3. And this is my first time going as a contributor, as a creator. So I'm pretty excited to be part of the group. This is put on by Donna, Powered by Creativity, Budget with Mama Bear, and Andra, the Traveling and Savings Chief. You can get this schedule, this calendar, over at Donna's website, and I'll put the link below. So today is myself. You would have seen on Tuesday Judy at Save with Judy, and on Monday Jack from My Girl Budgeting. Tomorrow is Leela Budgets, Emily, and then on Saturday it's Anne-Marie with the Queen's Budget. So please make sure you go watch them. So early on, let me find where I start. So this page, this Financial Goals Hop, was created by Budget with Mama Bear. And so I watched and took notes on every single contributor for the first goal series. I'm working on it for the Q3. Q2, I did not write notes. Of course, I watched all of them, but I didn't write notes down. So I've watched Donna and I've watched Jeanette. I've watched Andra. I need to go back to make my notes. But so you can find this sheet. I'll show you a blank one. And you can write along. You can write whatever speaks to you. I know Maris Way of Life, the first time I saw her notes, she just wrote one word, and I thought that was genius. Whatever word spoke to her, that way she could come back and really focus on the words, right? We all do a word, not all of us. A lot of us do a word of the year. My word this year was persist. I knew 2025 was going to be a difficult year. I didn't know how difficult. But that was my word. And I actually can show you guys I know we did this as a group on a live on Donna, Powered by Creativity, but my family does a goals every New Year's Eve. And so this is my vision board for 2025 that I created with my kids. So I had 6 different topics: my house, my financial, my daily devotion. I wanted to be present, travel, and reading as self-care. So I read a lot. So again, sorry, my sticker is bubbling up and I don't know why. So I hang this on my wall in my office so I can just look to my right and see it every time I'm sitting in here. So these were my goals for the first quarter, and this sheet Donna created, so it's also in on her .com. So make sure you go and get these tools, right? I have my financial toolbox sitting next to me, because these tools are going to carry over into my financial toolbox. And I mentioned that on the live that we had on Sunday, that I am typically a classic size or smaller planner person. But this year I'm going to try and do the big size. So I'm going to reprint all of these, because once you buy them, you get them forever. And I'm going to put them in here. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to tell you that some of them you'll see like things changed. Like March, you guys know I had a family emergency. I didn't do anything. I didn't capture anything. April was kind of the same way. I got 1, 2, 3 out of all of my goals. I met. May, I did the same thing. June is where I kind of did my reset. And I know that's that could be a taboo word, But that's really where I sat down, and instead of trying to make my numbers just magically work, I really went off of more reality for myself. So July, these were the 3 goals that I had: to pay off my Costco credit card, my Discover credit card, and my PayPal. I did 2 out of the 3. And the only reason I didn't do the third is because in August, I kind of switched my priorities. So again, I'm saying this to say that every month, even though you write down your quarterly goals, and I would recommend that you write all 3 months out at one time, right? Where in this month, well, normally you would do it in the month of June, write down July, August, and September. What are your goals? What are your plans for this next quarter of your life? Make them ambitious. Make them little. Make them whatever you feel like you're able to do. Write it down. That doesn't mean that they're, written in stone and that you can't change your mind. You'll see I have white out here because that no longer fit me when I got to July, because I had really done the reset work in June, the end of June, beginning of July, but I had already created this. So for my third quarter, this is where we're going to focus. I wanted to save $1,000 for Christmas. I didn't get there because I wanted to do Christmas in July, right? That is typically what I have done for the last 2 years is July. All my savings, challenges, all my extra money goes to fully fund Christmas so that I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the year. Well, in July, my focus became these. My focus truly became debt. And I created my very first debt binder, which is now I'm calling Prosperity Binder. It was my bee-themed debt binder. And that's what allowed me to pay off these, is that my focus shifted, right? We use that word shift. Pay $1,000 to debt, I did. Pay $400 to the car, I did. Save $500 for the cruise, I didn't. I didn't make it there. Save $300 for car insurance, I made that. So in August, I did save $200 for Christmas. I saved $1,000 to the debt binder. I paid the $3,000 to my cruise. Saved $1,000 for car insurance. I paid off D2, but I didn't pay off the PayPal because, again, I shifted gears. So I paid, why is that X'd? I don't know why that's X'd, but that's checked. I'll have to figure that out. So in September, I saved $200 for Christmas. I didn't save an additional $500 for the cruise. I don't think I brought out my cruise savings challenge at all in the month of September. I actually, when I was going through my end of quarter, was when I remembered I need to finish that, right? Because I made the payment to pay off the cruise, but there's still monies that I need in November to pay for gratuities and excursions, and if I want to buy anything while I'm there. So I need to finish that. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I did not write that. And I want to do that in the month of October. So I'm going to say complete cruise challenge. And I have about $300 or so left in that challenge. I looked at it. I'm looking around. I know you guys can hear my voice changing direction. I had a cheat sheet. Oh, here it is. Nope, that's not it. That is for my upcoming video cheat sheets. So I don't know where I put my cheat sheet, but I did write down how much I needed to pay, how much I needed to save to finish that. That challenge. So I'm not sure where it's at right now. But so you'll be seeing that in the month of October. You'll be seeing that challenge come back out. So I didn't do that. And I didn't save $1,000 for property taxes. Although I did save something for property taxes because my owl challenge is going to my property tax. But I didn't even count in that. And then pay $1,200 to the car. So you guys saw in my debt confession or debt update, I only paid $700. I didn't hit the $1,200. So I can write that as my update. So, I was a little far off, $500 off for September, but I just wanted to kind of show all of this and show that you don't always hit your goals, right? You can be ambitious. Life can happen. So I've planned my October goals. I want to save $200 for Christmas. I want to pay $1,500 to debt. I'm rethinking my 2026 goals, and that I talked to you guys about in my end of month kind of conversation, because I didn't print it back out. But when I do my tracking and I create my so this was Q1 and this is Q2. So I have Q3, but I had an error in it, so I need to update it. But when I went through Q3 and started thinking about, what should I look for this next quarter? What should I really focus on, right? I know I don't have it in front of me and this is Q2, but ignore the numbers. And these are the top 3 are going to be my focus, right? My 3 big rocks for this next quarter is I'm going to complete my month ahead. And I've got these down here. So I'm going to complete my second month for my year ahead. I'm going to complete my emergency fund goal. And my pet emergency fund is already done. So I need these 2 goals. And then that is my priority for this quarter, right? Christmas, I told you guys in my Christmas video this past Sunday, I'm only like $300 or $400 away from completing to get to my $1,500 budget. So I'm only going to save $200 each month. That's my goal. And that's really my 2 videos, because I save $100 a video. So that's already planned in my budget. So those I will meet, and I will meet my $1,500 Christmas. So let's go back up here. So release my first physical scratch off. Well, I already did that. I did that the end of September or the very first day of October. I released my Riseland scratch off. So that was my goal for my business, to give my birthday freebies to the team. I've started doing that. I'm not going to check that off because there's a couple more that are coming. And complete cruise challenge, right? That's the cruise challenge that I need to finish. So for November, and this is my debt payoff plan for the month of October. So for November, my goal is to enjoy the cruise. Like, I really need that cruise. I just need a break. This is the same debt payoff plan. I will have finished my $200 for Christmas. My property tax will be due, so I will need to pay that. I will pay the $1,500 to debt, and this is what it will look like. And this is where by November, I should have a couple of my Stars Hollow challenges completed. And so I'm assuming or estimating $200 to make an extra debt payment. So this quarter, when I finished and, we had the brick wall completed, I had some savings from my prosperity binder, but then I also had bingo. And bingo is like the little engine that could, because I put an additional $325 towards debt. It took me 3 months to save that, but that I just made a payment this week on my car And it's not part of this $1,200. And it was $675 based on those 3 challenges that I completed in the last quarter. So my goal is by November to make an extra $200 debt payment. I didn't write the bingo down here, but that will be my final extra debt payment will be bingo in December, because we're kicking off bingo this week as well for the 4th quarter. And that is member bingo from Danny at Craftco Budgets. So for December, I want to complete I already shared that, my 2nd month, my emergency fund goal, $1,500 to debt. I want to set up for 2026 my 3 big rocks and my 2 small rocks. And that is part of the financial toolbox. The financial toolbox that the series that myself, Budget with Mama Bear, and Donna Powered by Creativity are doing. So that is my goal, is by December to have my 3 rocks and my 2 small rocks settled on. What are really truly my 3 big rocks for, and I'm going to do them. I think I'm going to do them by semi-annual, so by June. So I want at least my big rocks will be by the semi-annual. My 2 small rocks might be the quarterly goals that I have, that I really want to focus on. But I want to give myself enough time. They're big rocks for a reason. They take time to reach, to achieve. So I don't want to set myself up for failure and do my big rocks quarterly, because that to me isn't big enough for me. It could be big enough for you. I want to put, so my thought is my next big rock is, one of my big rocks is probably going to be my 3rd month for my year ahead, right? That is my goal, because that is a retirement goal for myself, is to have 12 months fully funded. So I'm going to really need to be focused on that over the next couple of years. And then my business goal is I want to hit 1K subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That is my goal by the end of the year. I started my channel in July. I actually started it on my dad's birthday. So I'm giving myself a very short window, and I know that's ambitious. I know that is, it could be a little unusual for a channel to say that they want to hit that within 6 months. But I want to hit that within 6 months. And if I don't make it, okay, that doesn't mean I am a failure. That doesn't mean I haven't reached somebody with my content, because that's the ultimate goal. This is an algorithm thing and a way to unlock more ability to help, right? But I do want to get there. I want the algorithm to pick up my content. I want it to reach more people. I want to try and help people as much as I can. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I've just had a lot of years of experience doing the wrong thing and it not working out. And then you internalize that and make it something about you, when it's not necessarily you that failed. It could be the system that you're working with, or the plan that you thought. A lot of budget gurus want everyone to follow, one format. And you guys know my aversion to Dave Ramsey and his method that is prescribed for everyone, regardless of your income, regardless of your current status. Like, he thinks that we should all fall in line, and I am not the fall in line kind of gal. And I even tried it. I tried that method. I think I shared in one of my videos. I even facilitated that method until I realized that's the method that was holding me back. And when I found the Budget Mom and her customizable method, right? That is what this is. That is what Donna and Steph and Andra and myself, we're all trying to show that it is not a one size fits all. It is truly what works for you will not work for me. And what works for me may not work for you. You have to work through your own. And then this is, I always keep Donna's affirmations around, and I pepper them throughout my planner. So I hope that gives you a little insight into my Q3. I mean, a recap of Q3, but also what my Q4 goals will be. I am going to just remind you of the financial toolbox, the roadmap to financial freedom, your big rocks. These are my sheets that are on my coffee shop. My 5 whys, and you'll see this completed once I sit down. Once I sit down and take that look. I don't need to do this. I may fill this out just so you guys can see what it looks like for me. But this is something, you know, Donna on her channel created the tracking for September. She's challenged everyone to continue tracking in October. So fill this out when you're done with all of that tracking. Give yourself this tool when you're working on your 2026 goals, and then create your categories based on your spending, not based on my spending, not based on my current makeup, my current status or structure or kids, pets, cars, whatever, but based on what you need, not what I need. And then track for the year. Track all year long. Give yourself this 6-month span, and then sit with yourself in the quiet and figure out, is this working for me? Or do I need to adjust it? Do I need to adjust for this next 6 months? Sorry, there's a weird noise outside of my office and I don't know what that is. This I'm using as my abundance fund, as what some people would call an emergency fund. But this is going to be I'm going to use these quarterly. I'm going to have a goal for the quarter, what I want to hit, and then I'm going to track it. So then this is my planner. I shared with you guys, this is what I'm going to be doing all year. So I really want you guys to invest in yourselves. This is my divider for all of Donna's principles. And then these are more of Steph's taxes, the business tracker, finished savings challenges, my weekly savings budget. Like I'm just getting myself set for a really good 2026, a calm 2026. So I have a lot more tools to print out. We have some more tools coming your way. So just make sure that you're, checking out everyone's videos. Again, the next Q3 hop is going to be Emily at Lila Budgets. I'm so excited to see her vision for her Q4 and how she did for Q3. And Anne-Marie, I'm telling you, if you haven't gone to her channel, go to her channel. She is a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of information. As soon as I am finished with my consumer debt, I'm going to implement her method to pay off my mortgage. So I highly recommend going over and following Anne-Marie's journey, and just, she has a playlist on her mortgage alone. If you do nothing else, go play her playlist on her mortgage payoff and see if that's something that would interest you. So, all right, as always, you guys take care, be kind to one another, and I will see you next time.